on? You're tuned into the On The Beat podcast. Make sure you follow us on IG at onthebeat.podcast. This is your boy Supa Mario, and you're tuned in to the On The Beat podcast. Let's go. Yeah, you on the beat, talking on the beat, learning on the beat, watching on the beat. Get your skills up, won't you listen up? Yeah, you tuned in live, yeah, you on the beat. The Beat podcast. On the Beat podcast. On the Beat podcast. On the Beat podcast.
Yo, what's going on, man? This is your boy Supa Mario on the Beat podcast. I have a very special guest with me, Mr. DeeDot. What's going on with you, man?
What's up, man? Glad to be here.
Yes, sir, man. Mr. DeeDot, man, he's a longtime friend of mine and also a producer associate, fellow producer, or whatnot out of Dallas, Texas, by way of Lafayette, Louisiana, man. We went to the same high school and stuff like that, played in the band together and everything like that. So we have a lot of history or whatnot, man. I just appreciate you coming on.
Oh, man, no problem, man. Glad to be here like old times. It was producer corner time.
Yes, the producer's corner, man. Yeah, man. We're going to have to do a little producer's corner reunion, man, during this COVID time, man. See what everybody doing and talk a little bit of something, man. How you think about that?
I'm down with it, man. Just let me know and we make it happen.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make that happen, man, before the year out, man. I'm going to see what everybody's doing. I know Trey was real busy and stuff like that. He's been emerging R&B artist and stuff like that. He's doing real good, man, doing real good. And Corey, he's been doing his thing or whatnot, man. And you, man, you've been doing your thing too, man. You done released a lot of music this year, man. And that's part of our topic, what we're going to talk about, man, for, up and coming artists going into year 2021, man, how you guys can put out your music real, super easy. And I have DeeDot here to help me discuss that topic because, I like to call him the music business guru or whatnot, man, but he definitely, knows a lot about that. And he's going to help me co-sign, or should I say, driving the passenger seat with me on, driving this topic with you guys today, man. So you ready to get up in here, DeeDot?
Let's do this.
All right, cool deal, man. So on today's topic, we want to talk about, strategies on you, the up and coming artist, to release your music on digital streaming platforms. And there's different strategies on doing it or whatnot. But, you may find yourself, you got all these songs that you got ideas for. You're going to, utilize these songs or whatnot. And, you see a lot of people doing the Spotify stuff and, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, you name it. There's a lot of different streaming companies out there. You're trying to figure out how this is going to happen. And, one thing is once the song is out there and you distribute it, anything can happen because we're living in a viral age right now over the internet. Won't you agree, DeeDot?
Yeah, that's why a lot of times you may see some posts from me saying your music ain't gonna do yourself any justice by staying on your computer. And, guys just need to take a chance and get their music out there. And, for every one person that might not like it, you might meet 2 or 3 that do like it. So, take a chance. It might take you a while to develop, but you'll get there.
That's it, man. That's it. And, DeeDot, man, there's also some benefits and some challenges when releasing songs right now in this current time. The good news is that right now, anyone can just go out there and release a single and do pretty good off of it because of the attention span to the mobile device or to the internet per se, And that can always work for you as well. But the bad side of that is that, everyone's dropping singles right now if they're available to do so. And, so don't really kind of expect a lot of people to, flock to your song because everybody's kind of doing it all at the same time, So you have to come up with different strategies in doing so. So that's why we're talking about that tonight. So we're going to move on and things to consider, about your release single. And I'm going to have DeeDot kind of, agree with me or put in whatever knowledge that he has as well. When you're putting a release out and everything like that, you need to kind of think about, different strategies to attract your listeners, encourage streams, and also drive downloads as well. Oh, God. Jackson, close the door. Close the door. Sorry about that, y'all. I have my 3-year-old. Close the door. Thank you. My 3-year-old want a photobomb right there. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got to come up with a strategy to release your single, you know what I'm saying, for as attracting your listener, encouraging streams, and also driving those downloads. And last but not least, you know what I'm saying, how can this song help you, you know what I'm saying, get to your next level for your music career? So a lot of people are starting out some season in there. So you really have to strategically think about your songs. Like, okay, what's the song that's going to be trendy? Is this something, a new sound? Or, you know what I'm saying, I get the hottest feature or the hottest producer, you know what I'm saying? Elaborate on that, DeeDot. Kind of give me your thoughts on that particular, you know what I'm saying, single strategy for us doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that, you know, this is the first topic because, you know, over the course of the time I've been releasing music since 2011, but ironically, it wasn't even till 2020 that I actually released just a single. Everything I released initially before was just made up of like mixtapes and albums and, you know, all the streaming platforms, just the full projects. I actually did a single for the song Every Day that I did in July. And it was kind of interesting because I was trying out a new platform for one in the BeatStars distribution. Okay. But then two, it did really well, I thought, because one of my overall big picture strategies this year was to consistently release music. And I think like what's been happening is a lot of people have been kind of, what I've done is I've kind of gotten people to more so look for something new, you know, if not every other month, every couple of months. Right. And it's gradually gotten bigger and bigger from like February on to now. And, you know, you talk about like, I went anywhere from before I started doing this, I was lucky to get 10 streams in a week sometimes. Yeah. But now it's kind of like I get anywhere from 3-4. I think I did 500, the most probably that I've ever done in a week's time. And a lot of that really is just being consistent and giving your audience something to expect from you every couple of months. And even if people never vibed with you before, somebody's going to be curious. Okay, we see him dropping all of this music. Let's check it out. And, you know, they may actually like it. And aside from that, like if you also rap and produce, you may have two audiences in one sometimes. You may have people that they like you more as an artist, but then you may have other people that like you more as a producer. And then sometimes, you know, they're both. So I think just being consistent as far as how you release is a good strategy.
Cool, man. That's some good info right there, man. And that's crazy, man, because, you know, how things is changing and how we're kind of like getting used to, you know, everything exclusively digital and stuff like that, man. And how you have all these social media platforms to promote on, you know what I'm saying? They have their own way of, you know what I'm saying, migrating attention spans, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? And a word that's kind of like, you know, really kind of spreading around in social media as artists and promoters, managers, social media content managers and stuff like that is this algorithm or whatnot. Do you have any knowledge in what the algorithm does and how to work around it and stuff like that in order to kind of like funnel your listeners into what you're promoting?
In a way, it's like what I've kind of learned is one, platforms change over time, meaning like if we go back to maybe 2011 and before, you know, when that was to me the era where most of my audience was Facebook. But now it's kind of changed now where my audience has now moved over to like Instagram and then even like Twitter. And then YouTube has probably been the biggest place for me placing my music as a whole. And what it's done is I've seen probably the whole year, just like subscribers, listenership, overall followers just go up as, it's showing not only in the music itself, like when I look at the artist for Spotify and Apple Music, I see it's the stats right there. And then I also see the same type of growth like on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
And with the algorithms, I say that to say, like on YouTube, it's really good at recognizing if you're posting every week and let's say 3 times a week.
Okay.
What it does, it actually puts you on that front page. If there are people that subscribe to your channel, they're the first ones that's going to see your upload when it's there. Yeah. And then the second thing is with that kind of being said, I've also kind of utilized other things, like I may post some of my music on there, say, hey, it's available to all streaming platforms. But I also utilize at the end of the videos where it leads to another video about, it could be the same song a song on the same album, that it'll lead to like another stream and people adding it to their playlist.
Yeah, man, that's all that there it is right there. So it kind of like, it seems like, if you're an artist and you're starting out and stuff like that, and what DeeDot was mentioning is, really kind of like, being consistent, number one. It's probably the most important thing, being consistent and having unique ways to drive your audience. Like you said, if you have one video content, kind of like lure them in at the end of the video and drop them somewhere else or whatnot, and really kind of like read up on, it's almost like DeeDot, you have to kind of like study whatever platform that you're on. If you're not getting traffic on Facebook, kind of Facebook is, I think a lot of people can agree or disagree that really kind of Facebook, it just depends on how you use your social media, because Facebook for me, it's more family oriented. Instagram is more business for me. And then YouTube is kind of like I could drive. It's kind of like YouTube is kind of like business with the video content, so to speak. Yeah. But then you have Instagram TV too. So it's kind of like you can utilize those both or whatnot. But definitely, kind of figuring out how to utilize your social media and finding out which ones is more important. And before we get into our next part of the show, DeeDot, is ads. Is that effective for us utilizing ads? And also, if you do have a budget, would you go full-fledged, or kind of like you have to gauge your ad spending as well for us promoting as well? What's your take on that?
I do believe, like, kind of going back to what you were saying about Instagram, I feel like most of a lot of my audience really is interactive, for one, on Instagram. And what it's allowed me to do on Instagram is it kind of allowed me to, with the utilization of hashtags and taking things like Reels, for example. Reels is a new thing when it comes to Instagram, and how it allows you to post video content. In turn, what that's done is created more followers for me, because I was utilizing that, because right now they're pushing that, the whole Reels thing, they're pushing that heavy.
So much where they had to change their layout on their application, man, because I've been struggling with Instagram and this new update.
Me too, man. Me too, man. And it's allowed me to gain more followers. Okay. And at the same time, those followers, a lot of them have also interacted, because I've done a good job of like placement as far as I've seen yours as well. The linktr.ee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bro, that's life-saving, man.
And, that's on my Instagram accounts, as well as my Twitter, and I check it pretty often, and it gets interacted with a lot, and you'd be surprised just how sometimes the placement of some of your links can work for itself. You just got to really realize what you're doing. And because a lot of people, I'll give you this example. They'll copy a link and they'll post it when they post on Instagram, but under that picture, you can't click on that. You can't click on that link. So it's best, because a lot of times people may find you based off of the hashtag. They may find you based off a location, and they start checking out your page. Oh, this is a producer. Oh, let me click on this link right here. Oh, this takes me to his website. Oh, he has music here. Let me check out some of his music. And you get where I'm going. Yeah. And so on and so forth.
Yeah, man, that power of the link tree, man. I forgot all about that right there. That's also a good curveball for your listeners to go and check out your video. Yeah, social media sites and websites, and then, any other things or whatnot. The link tree is a godsend, man. I'm just going to say it like that, And like you said, man, if you put in there that hashtag, link in bio, that can also be something where people just want to find links and just go directly to that right there. So hashtags, link tree, oh, man, that's just good info right there, bro. And I told y'all, man, this dude, he just awesome with it. Whatnot, man. So DeeDot, man, I'm gonna play a game with you, man. It's gonna be we're gonna go over some strategies. This is some strategies that I got from an article off of CD Baby, DIYmusician.cdbaby.com, and came across 10 strategies that seemed like it'll work for some artists, but it may not. But we're going to go through this thing called a go or no go. So I'll read off these strategies, and then I'll ask you, is that a go or no go, and elaborate on it just in brief. And so we're going to start with the first one, man. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool deal, man. So the first one is suggesting that you as a single artist, you as an artist for the first time, you must release a single your first go around, to make sure that, everything is getting put out there or whatnot. So, DeeDot, is that a go or no go?
I would say it's a go. And I think, the reason why is I think a new artist is really trying to get their whole bearings under them. They're trying to figure it all out. Yeah. So, you first, your single is kind of like a little sample of your identity. What are you about? Mm-hmm. What's your sound? What type of content are you rapping about? And if you really hit on it, you're able to come back, with another single right after that. And who knows, maybe your first single might have been a trap song. Then your next single might have been a boom bap song. Yeah. So you could kind of see what your audience likes more of and kind of build off of that each time.
All right, cool, man. We're going to move on to the second one, bro. So, we got all this social media, all of this content, This year has all been about video content. It's kind of like almost we being force-fed video content such as TikTok, IG stories, IGTV, Instagram Reels now, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, and other platforms that want you to, come up with this quick video content for people to, check out the track, check out a snippet or whatnot. And a lot of times you really don't need a music video in full to promote whatever you're trying to do. So this year, the year of the video, is it right that you promote your song over some type of video content? Is that a go or no go, DeeDot?
Yeah, I think it's a go as well. In fact, I think a lot of artists sleep on a lot of tools that they have at their disposal right now, including their own personal devices. You can shoot a lot of good video content. And I'll never forget this. Years ago, we did a song with Lil Flip, and he was in the studio giving us some game. Shout out to Lil Flip, by the way. And what he told us, and I'll never forget this, he was just like, learn as much as you can about the game. Learn how to edit videos, learn how to mix, learn how to, promote. That way, you can be a jack of all trades. And that was something really that I stuck with over the years. So I would definitely say, with that being said, learn how to edit your own videos. You're going to get better and better each time. And just overall video content, it could also be something not necessarily relating to music, but maybe showing somebody, okay, how I recorded this song in the studio. And then that could be used as a promotional video for your album. Yeah. So you could kind of start, not only with music videos by itself, but also content-based videos, maybe behind the scenes or aside from what you do, because you can't do shows right now. So that's kind of the next best thing to do to interact with people that are following.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely what's up, man. And just to elaborate what you're talking about, like, whatever device that you're using, editing those videos, like you said, folks, if you're on the iPad, you're on your phone, there's video editors out there. And let me throw in a little nugget. Go ahead, and if you like it and you understand it, go ahead and pay for it. That way you don't have that watermark on the bottom left or the right of the screen or whatnot, man. Just so they'll know that, okay, yeah, he put some type of effort into getting the video edited. And that watermark it's kind of like a downer when you see that watermark. Wouldn't you agree, DeeDot? Just a little bit, not too much.
Yeah, the thing is, there's a lot of good like software or apps for editing videos. In fact, I edited couple of videos using LumaFusion on my iPad, and it's probably the next best thing closest to like a Final Cut. Just learn how to use those things. And I know a couple of artists that shoot their own videos. They don't have a video guy. They just get a group of people together, they go out and they do their thing. And your phones are 4K capable now. Most phones can't shoot in 4K. So just because you can't afford a DSLR camera doesn't mean you can't get good quality.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Good info, man. All right, we're going to move on to number 3, man. Lead up singles, man, can also, man, they can create excitement, energy for the albums. And, it just depends on how you promote it and stuff like that, hyping it up, everything like that. But time sensitive is always the thing you need to think about. So, DeeDot, is this a go or no go? Time your singles strategically before and after EP, small projects, and also long LPs, long play projects, which is going to be your albums and stuff like that. So, timing your singles strategically, is that a go or no go?
I think it takes on 2 different directions depending on if you're a newer artist versus if you're an older established artist. Right. If you're an older established artist, like maybe in your city or town, that you may have a large following, go ahead and drop the single or the new album whenever you want to, because you have the crowd there waiting for you to drop new music. Now, if you're not a well-established artist, if you're a newer artist, then I would say, yeah, you definitely want to strategize your release. I would say do something along the lines like what I usually do. For example, I create a 4-week plan on, okay, I'm gonna release this song on such and such a day. Okay. This week I'm gonna promote it this much, and then the next week I'm gonna do a video here, and just so on and so forth. Every week being able to create something new to connect with, right. And then what you're doing over that time is kind of like you drop something and you're building up to the next thing. Drop it, building up to the next thing, and it's just a constant circle.
Cool, man. That's good gems right there, man. We're gonna move on to the 4th one, man. And this one right here may hit home to a lot of artists that may check this out on Instagram, over the podcast platforms or whatnot. stockpiling, you know what I'm saying? All these recordings that you've been doing, you know what I'm saying, over the months, years, sometimes. It depends on who you are, or whatever the case may be, man. And trying to use those in later use. So let's say, for instance, you got off your butt, you got some money saved up or whatnot, and you want to, you know what I'm saying, release some upcoming music or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And also, you know, you got one hot song you recorded, and then you want to go and, let's say, for instance, you want to do that with a follow-up single, so you record another one. Also, you want to add bonus content or whatever, or you have an artist that you paid for a nice little feature, or you got to collaborate with a good feature or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Or if you get a chance to do an acoustical type of track with some fellow musicians or whatnot, or even taking a song that you did a cover on and revamping it and putting it original, you know what I'm saying, form, stockpiling all of these songs, DeeDot, man. Is this always good to utilize stockpile song content and then make it into a single package to release out there?
I would say, yeah. I mean, the thing is, you don't want to stockpile too much. You know, I would say, like, some things that I've done in the past was, you know, if I want to come out with an album, I may record 15, 20 tracks, but when I go back through it, I may only like, you know, 8 to 10 of those tracks for a release. But it doesn't mean the other songs that I didn't release, I'm not going to release at some point.
Yeah.
You could keep those on the back burner, and you know, we kind of create off of emotion and ideas at that particular moment in time. And you never know if something in those other tracks will kind of go with a theme for our concept for our album or mixtape with some of the newer stuff that you've done. So I wouldn't say necessarily that you should release everything, you know, just to release it. But at the same time, I would also say, just because you record something, doesn't mean you don't have to release it. You could hold on to it and maybe make something later on down the line. Because I also think that not only releasing singles is good, but also small 4, 5, 6 track EPs.
It is, man. And all of that right there, you can start building streaming revenue as well, right, DeeDot?
Yeah. And I mean, with
man.
this distribution is cheap now.
Oh yeah. And that kind of like segue into the next point on number 5. Make your music more playlist friendly. You know what I'm saying? We have like Spotify, YouTube Music also has playlists. Not exactly, that's the only 2 I know of that kind of like curate playlists with streaming, you know what I'm saying, platforms. And it may be some more, but that's what I know so far. But you know what I'm saying, you want to make your music playlist friendly, man, such as be mindful of your intros and outros. Consider putting your hook at the beginning if the song fits, and you know, if you can put that hook in the beginning, do so. Keeping your songs under 4 minutes, so to speak, and watching the curse and watching your expletives, and that last one is real important, DeeDot. You know what I'm saying, because you got a lot of these younger folks under 18 that have devices and they can get on Spotify, you know, they on a family Spotify account or whatever the case may be. And their parents may have their phone rigged up some type of way. And if they like your song, they can't get it because, you know, it's explicit, you know what I'm saying? So making your music playlist friendly. What you think about that? Go or no go, man?
I do. I think, you know, like I've had success with people reaching out to me to be on playlists via hashtags like on Instagram. And what it's kind of brought is a lot of plays for one. I had one of my songs off of my first album that I released this year, MPH. I got a playlist placement on it, and it got me over like 1,000 or so plays or so, on that particular track. And what it also did is when those people add those songs to the playlist and you have a listener, they might say, "Oh, I like this song.
Yeah.
Let me go dig in the rest of his catalog to see what else I could find."
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man. And that's crazy, man, because the power of the playlist, man. Like when you share that playlist, and that's what I've been learning over this whole COVID period is that I never listened to Spotify until March hit. I don't know why. Hey, Spotify, let's go to it or whatnot. And the playlists are pretty cool because you can listen to other folks' idea of music that they listening to. It may be theme specific, you know what I'm saying? Like for this podcast show, I have a playlist. So everyone that comes on the podcast, put their music in a playlist and, you know what I'm saying, share it out there, you know what I'm saying, promote it or whatnot. DeeDot, you got some music on the playlist and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And which I'm going to add your new music as well after, you know what I'm saying, this show or whatnot. I'm going to add your new music to that. But that playlist, it just allows you to, you know what I'm saying, get your exposure spread out over, you know what I'm saying, different playlists, if that makes any sense. It's almost kind of like being known in different states, if that makes any sense. DeeDot, right?
Yeah, I mean, those playlists, you even look like, I'll be looking on my Apple Music stats sometimes, and I got like song getting plays from Russia, Belgium, Australia. Crazy. So you just never know, like how they'll utilize. I mean, listen to your music on these platforms and utilize things like Shazam.
Oh man, I forgot all about that. Dang.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, Shazam. Yeah, that's a good one right there, man. All right, man, we're gonna move on to talking about distribution. Now, I got asked this question and I didn't really know how to answer it. Is there a right and wrong distributor? You know what I'm saying? We got CD Baby. I'm going to just name some off the top of my head. CD Baby, TuneCore. You mentioned BeatStars. I signed up for BeatStars, so and I got to take advantage of that. You have DistroKid. You have things out there like Ditto. Pro Tools has one. Crazy. Pro Tools have one. You got a lot of different companies out there that's starting to get into this distribution game and stuff like that. So, DeeDot, tell me, is there a right or wrong distributor out there? Do they not pay out? Do they take much? What's the advantages and disadvantages real quick, man, that you know of so far?
I really wouldn't say there's a right distributor. I'll say, do the best research on what works or what appeals to you mostly. And I say that because I've used, in my time releasing music, I went from using TuneCore, I went to using DistroKid and then BeatStars. Now, all three of those platforms will have some good things about them. For example, TuneCore, they'll actually have publishing with them. Also, they have the publishing administrator, which they actually work on behalf of the companies like BMI and ASCAP, the performance rights organizations. They work in conjunction with them to make sure that you're collecting all the royalties that your music should be getting, whether that's domestically or whether that's internationally. And then aside from that, there's also some other services within TuneCore that I like, as far as they also have, really like the way the publishing works is anything you distribute on that platform gets sent up for publishing. Now, the only drawback to it is I think they charge too much to release a project, $50 for one project every year, as to where like DistroKid is going to be at the bare minimum $20 to release as many projects as you want. And then even if you went to the tier above that, which I believe is $30 or $40.
Yeah, about that.
That one, you're going to get a little bit more in terms of being able to look at your stats and being able to have your label name on it. And then, with BeatStars, I'm still trying to kind of feel out. The thing I like about BeatStars, it's like $3, I think, but on top of that, a lot of the stuff that's contained in the DistroKid Tier 2 plan for 30 or 40 bucks, you get in the BeatStars plan for that price, meaning I can use my label name or I can set a release date without having to pay extra to do so.
Yeah.
The only thing is a small thing I have with BeatStars, and that's their interface could be confusing to some people.
Oh, it's horrible.
Distribute. Yeah, it's bad.
It's horrible, man. I went on there just to play with it, and because I'm sitting on some songs as well or whatnot. I just need to, I'm trying to get out all my other stuff out and take care of other folks before I do myself. But their interface is weak. I think they could have. I don't know if they just waiting for more people to sign up to, do an overhaul on that. But yeah, that could be very unattractive for a newcomer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's one of the things that, it's a small thing, but it could turn somebody off into going with another company. I think there's even some other ones that I didn't mention, like United Masters. I know some people use United Masters to release their projects. There's Song Trader, Bandcamp. Now, Bandcamp, it's not going to be on all the digital platforms. It's going to be directly on Bandcamp. However, you make more profit because it's a direct sale to yourself through your PayPal. Now, the only other thing is, and I feel like in this point in time, there's a conflict between, where's your audience? Is most of your people on the digital platforms? Because if you post something online and they're on Apple Music and Spotify, they can easily access the music there. But then if you're on Bandcamp, they have to download the Bandcamp app and then they have to sign up and be able to get your music. So, you may run into a few things like that.
Yeah, man. And last one, man, I skipped over two of them because we kind of already talked about them in the beginning. But this one right here I thought was pretty useful, man. I'm going to get you go or no go. Using your singles in conjunction with an album release. So what that means is kind of like, taking your single and cross-promoting it with another artist or with a DJ mixtape, if DJs are still doing mixtapes. I think some of them are still doing mixtapes or whatnot. Taking your singles and having them in videos and promoting it that way. However you could cross-platform and promote your single with your album release or for your album, that's basically what they're kind of saying. Just kind of like cross-promoting that single. What you think about that, DeeDot? Would that help or not help?
Like cross-promoting as far as like let's say with another artist.
If y'all both featured on there and y'all gonna put the song on both albums. Cause I done seen that happen, like
yeah.
And it kind of like who did they had an artist, somebody from Atlanta, man. They did something like that. Rest in peace, MO3, and prayers to Lil Boosie and all of them. But both of those guys kind of did a good job at both of their albums. But it was, that it was a joint album, but it wasn't on both albums. But it could have been that way, That's one of them, and there's a couple of other folks that did that this year. Yeah. That's what I meant, kind of by it a little bit.
I think you could go both ways. Now, I think you got to watch it with that kind of stuff because I've done joint projects in the past where I'm busting my tail, I'm promoting it. I'm trying to promote. But then the person that's on the opposite side of the spectrum, they don't promote it as hard as you're promoting it. And if that's going to be the case, it's going to fail every time, and I just, if it's somebody that is as passionate and has as much drive as you to promote a project, then I think it will be something that's successful to both artists. Because like we did a joint project, a lot of people that I don't know. I know a lot of people you don't know.
Yeah. And,
we pick up each other's fans from that point on. That's going to be how you can continue to grow. So, I think cross-platform promotion is good, but just depends on who you're cross-promoting with.
Exactly, man. And last but not least, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight, man. DeeDot, man, I appreciate you, man, coming on, kicking it with me and talking about this, this topic, project, this topic on, promoting your singles for all you artists out there. Look, let me say something. If you're sitting down and you're lacking and you're sitting on music like myself, go ahead and put it out because it's out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a producer. I'm not really 100% artist. But, you know what I'm saying, I have other music that's being, you know what I'm saying, tallied on the streaming side. So it's kind of like different for me. But if you're a truly 100% artist, go ahead and put that music out there, man, because who knows what the future holds. We get back to normal and then you lose out all of that free time. You back working 12 hours, 10 hours, and you really just don't have that time to take care of what you need to take care of. So I highly, highly encourage each and every artist to do your thing, put your music out there and hop on podcasts. There's tons of vlogcasts, podcasts, YouTube shows out there. Hop on that and get yourself out there and known and stuff like that, man, because that's another segue into getting your exposure out there, artists, man. Get out there and get on somebody's podcast because guess what? Some podcasts, they shouldn't be charging. I'm going to just throw that little nugget out there. They shouldn't be charging you, you know what I'm saying? But some podcasts, they do have a big following. They may have a small following, but no matter what, you're getting out there and somebody's going to watch that content and they're going to like what you got out there, man. So that's it for tonight's topic, man. DeeDot, again, thank you, man. Hey, man, I'm going to give you the floor. Go ahead and put out all of your information, all of your music, everything, man. Go on ahead and promote, man. You got the floor. You got it.
Man, first and foremost, definitely appreciate, linking back up with you, man. Anytime, reach out to me and definitely, man. You can follow me on Instagram at DeeDot_MajorMusic and let me know you from this and I'll hit you with the follow back. And also on Twitter at DeeDotMME. On all streaming platforms, you can look for my music. Just look me up under DeeDot. Just like I spelled it out a couple of minutes ago, and have the recent album, Dreaming, which is a lo-fi instrumental album, dropped it on Halloween, and then I have a new one dropping in a couple of weeks, which is the Quarantine Files. I actually had that one recorded earlier this year for the most part, but a lot of the stuff that happened this year kind of messed my head up, so I kind of went back to the drawing board with some of it. And I remade some of the songs, and now I'm deciding to release it finally. If you, again, check me out on YouTube as well, you can look at my YouTube at DeeDot_MajorMusic. Like to drop things a lot like we talked about. In fact, I dropped a video on music distribution on there. And then other production topics, similar to, all the content you listen to with Big Rich and, Supa Mario, excuse me. Definitely appreciate all of your support. And, as I said before, anytime you need me on here, man, reach out.
Oh, definitely, man. Hey, look, this ain't gonna be the first time the second time you're gonna be on here, because I'm gonna definitely bring you back and talk about some other topics as well. And so salute you, being one of the pioneers out there pushing the iPad beat making movement, man.
Oh, man, yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually working right now on a kind of a video about, iOS apps, top 5 apps. So definitely look out for that soon.
All right, cool deal, man. Well, y'all definitely go follow. And I know you got 2 Instagram handles. Which one is the main one? That way we can make sure that our listeners and followers follow you on the right one. And I don't want to mess it up.
The DeeDot_MajorMusic.
Okay.
That'll be the main account.
Okay, all right. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him on his Instagram, DeeDot_MajorMusic. Follow him on there. He got some good content that he gives you guys. And, that's my dude, man. Feel free to also hit him up. Features, anything like that. Hey, man, that's the dude right there, man. Hey, this has been your boy, Supa Mario, DeeDot on the Beat Podcast. I hope the information helps you out to, get you making some money. It's basically streaming is like free money right now, and it's going to accumulate for some years. Unless the government goes and change everything around or whatnot. But we're definitely gonna get up out of here. DeeDot, man, again, I appreciate you. And this has been the On The Beat podcast. This is your boy Supa Mario, man. We out. Peace.